Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Brew Activate. Hey, Brew Crew. Good to see everybody in there. It is a balmy, almost 86 here with about a good percentage of almost 100% humidity. It is super, super hot here in lovely Maine here. We're up in Wells here, hanging out at the Airbnb here. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging and basically, mess up the vacation too much. But we're here, we're hanging out. Glad to see everybody in the chat. As always, man, we got quite a big crew this morning. Roger, good to see you there. Hopefully the stream is going well, guys. Let me know in the chat in terms of bandwidth. Being up here in the great state of Maine, internet is, on vacation sometimes too as well. So I tried to minimize as much as I could here. So keep me updated in the stream since I am solo today, and we're just gonna do, we're gonna relax. We're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna hop on, 20 meters this morning, and we're just gonna do, sipping our coffee, having a little fun, playing on 20 meters. We're gonna do a tiles activation here from the porch in Grid Square. I think it's FN42. No, that's actually not right. That's pulling my own Grid Square here. I'll have to figure out why. Lovely log here did not pick me up. But all is good. That is not my Grid Square. I will have to figure out what Grid Square I'm currently sitting at because I am not at FN42GV, which is my own home Grid Square. But all good. I'll hit the roll call here in a second, guys. Let me grab the right Grid Square so when I do this tiles activation. Couple of things. I got an email from the developer of Tiles on the Air, and he noted that they're doing for the 4th this weekend. Obviously, 4th of July is this weekend's the 250th. For everything, and it is insane up here. However, he is adding to the fire, and there is major bonus points for those that do activations for Tiles on the Air this weekend too as well. So heck, if you haven't had a chance and you feel so compelled, heck, you don't even have to travel outside of your comfort zone. You can activate like here from a porch that I'm doing, or if you're so inclined, you want to go out in your backyard, you can definitely do that, and get on the air and call us CQ Tiles. We're going to do that today, and hopefully we'll make a few contacts. The bands seem pretty good there, so let me get my zone here. I want to make sure I'm in the right spot because otherwise the log's going to be outdated. Here we go. So I like to use an app called QTH, and my Grid Square is FN43QF. That's what it is. How do I change that Grid Square? All right, let's do edit here. And I am using, for those that are not familiar with this is World Radio League here. I'm kind of just playing around with it with the idea that I can, have an alternative logger that I can sync across the board with all of my other apps and other logs to kind of have as a backup. I don't use it for everything, and I'm not making it my only logger, but I'm all about making sure my logs and everything are all accessible no matter where I'm at with very little minimal, application need or demand. As long as I got internet or whatever, I can get to them. I'm quite happy to have them. So for using World Radio League, it's been a pretty good experience. I know we tried it for our club for field day, and overall we'll say younger guys in my category, 50 or plus, had no problems dealing with it. Some of the older folk challenged a little bit with the internet side of things, but all in all, I think they ended up having a good time. I know I played a little bit on Saturday evening, made a lot of contacts on 20, definitely on 40. 40 was quite good up here. So all in all, quite happy with playing a little field day. It kind of, for me, was fun to make it low key. I find that I get into field day hype too much, and all about the process and getting set up and doing all the stations and organizations and you know, getting it out to the community and getting the public there. I find that I did that for 5 years with my club and loved every day of it, loved every planning moment and the execution and, you know, the final breath of like, sigh, it's all over, feeling at the end of it. But all in all, I'm kind of glad that I was able to just kind of get in front of a radio and just play radio, which, you know, I don't get the chance to do often. I know I do live streams and stuff like that, and I enjoy doing them with you guys. But, you know, just being me in the radio, that was awesome. So let me do a quick roll call here. We got quite a few guys here in the chat, and my lovely iPhone here is playing games with me here. Let me pull up the chat here so I can get all you guys in here. Oh, sounds like there is a few folks. All right, so we've got, starting from the top here, good morning to, wow, man, we got Bearded Jackal. Sean, good to see you this morning. I saw your post on Field Day, man. I'm glad you took a different stance on that and decided to get out and say hello to the public and be a good spokesperson. Shannon, K1LY, Bob, good to see you in there. Roger McKinnon, as always, holding up the internet for us, keeping it alive. Rabbit, good to see you there this morning, buddy. And let me see, keeping going on here. Frequency Frontiers, nice to see you this morning. A few others, getting through the list here. Kevin, Cam Radio, QRP, K0KLB, good to see you. Adam Tube, good to see you. Mike, as always, good to see you in there. Good morning, nerds. Yeah, well, that's a pretty good roll call, guys. Good. Thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully this internet stream isn't going to be horribly bad. Like I said, Maine loves slower internet up here, so you know, at least I guess we're on some form of high speed. So all in all, let me kind of do a quick walkthrough before I give you guys you know, front row seat to doing a little tiles on the air. So I'm gonna spin the camera around here. So this area that I'm in currently is the porch area. And so, you know, we've got, you know, the proverbial puzzle all going out. I would like to point out, because the floors are typical deck flooring, there is a missing piece there. So, yeah, they're gonna have to figure out how to get that one out. But that seems to happen to us every year. No matter how many times we safeguard ourselves, a puzzle piece always finds its way through the cracks. And then so, you know, there's the living room and the rest of the house going that way. And then there's my lovely mug there. And then that's the rest of the kind of the outdoor deck and jacuzzi, which we are not using anytime soon. It's a saltwater jacuzzi, which is pretty nice, but by any standards, you're just going to be a lobster boiling and not the best. And so, you know, that is kind of the outdoors here. We are definitely in the woods and you know, not that far from the beach, literally about a half a mile. So it's nice to be off the beaten path and out of the way of the main traffic. But today we took the dog out a little earlier and gave him a little beach run. Yeah, by the time we got off the beach, it was literally, excuse me, wall to wall parking, people trying to, you know, find every available space on the beach sand-wise. And so, yeah, we're kind of glad to get out of that. We're going to head a little north. Today is, we're wrapping up a little bit of the vacation here towards the tail end of it. So we're going to be probably doing a little brew tours. There's a bunch of breweries that I want to hit up in Maine that are just, you know, places that my brother recommends. He's a brewmaster here in, you know, New Hampshire. Good friends with a few folks. So we're going to do that with the eventual stop in Portland to go sample some, you know, Portland atmosphere. So those that are familiar with Maine know those locations well, but overall, good deal. All right, let's you know, just pop back in the chat, see what else is going on here. I Am Solo Shannon is, for those that might be looking for her, she is currently over the pond and is going to be there probably, I think, for another at least 4 more weeks or so. I think she's there for 2 months, so she's going to be gone for a little while. She may join us. I am not depending on it, only because she's just being nice to the hosts that she's with. And
He's talking about me. He doesn't realize I'm in the studio.
oh, well, then there you go. Fine. You're going to be that way. Now I have to drag you in. All of this setup there.
Oh, he can hear me.
I can hear you. Yes, you're backstage. So hold on a sec there. Everything's all squished down here. So there you are. Let me bring it in here. All right. We're going to have to shuffle stuff around here real quick. I don't want to remove the layer. I want to bring her in. There we go. Why did that not come in here? Give me a second, guys. I'm doing this all on a very small screen here. So let me make this larger so I can make this all happen. All right, one more thing here. Come on. My laptop is...
I am...
Nope. Go ahead. You were saying something, Shannon? I'm going to pop myself out here.
I'm also on a small screen. I'm on my laptop, which I'm never on.
Let me add me back in here. Literally sitting out the door, wants to come hang out with all of us here, so I might go grab him in a second if I can get this all situated. All right, so there's that. Let me drag this over here. You guys get to see the wizard stuff. All right, and then let me pop you in there, Shannon. There we go.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Yep. All right. There we go. Yeah, you're saying offline. Why are you offline? There we go. Finally. All right. Excellent.
Yay.
Well, I lied.
Yay.
She apparently is here. How is the over the pond? How are you? What's been going on?
Oh, it's been great, you know. We had a really good time at Tank Fest. I probably didn't take as much video as I should have or could have, but, you know, wanted to like experience everything in person as much as possible and not be paying attention to behind the screen.
Open it up.
Oh, there's Miles.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of echo. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, I think it's probably because of I'm on my PC speaker, and actually maybe I could probably. I've got a pair of headphones. Let me switch to that. I hate being tethered. Let me do that while you're chit chatting there, and let me solve that. Okay. Yep, other ear. Okay, how's that?
A second. I'm switching audio. Is this better? Can you guys hear me? Second. I'm switching audio. Is this better?
You're good.
I don't know if they're still hearing the echo. I actually hear my own echo coming through, which is kind of weird.
I can.
All right, they said it's much better. I don't know if they're still hearing the echo. All right, they said it's much better.
Okay. All right, then I won't touch anything. I'll leave it go. All right, let's throw fast.
Yeah, so Tank Fest was good. You know, we had like a little bit of a heat wave last week, which was sort of not normal for England. We got here on Tuesday morning. It was like in the 90s. It was like in the 90s. Oh yeah, see, they're still saying that there's an echo delay. And I don't know if that's me. Let me...
Yeah, let me change something here.
A second. I just turned off. I had echo cancellation not recommended while using headphones. I just turned that off, so. But I'm still hearing myself.
I think it's because of my speaker here. 1 second. I'm just waiting for my laptop to play.
Roger that. So we did
we did end up going to try to do a POTA a couple days ago, but I kind of realized that, when we went out, it was maybe around 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in England, which is about what time it is right now. It's like 20 past 3 almost. And then we were like, oh, wait a minute. On the East Coast of the US, it's only 10 o'clock in the mornings and it's a Wednesday morning. So there wasn't a lot of POTA hunters out. So, I was like, maybe that wasn't the best time. But like it's so funny, the stations that we did get, they were like, within a 3 mile radius of where we were. So one guy actually just walked, or not walked, but he ended up coming over to the park and met us face to face. So that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, it's got to be coming from Eric because when he comes back, I think the echo comes back. Is it still echoing? But maybe it's not echoing
I
now.
turned on AI.
Okay.
It should be. I did enable the. I can't. Better, guys. Let me know in the chat there. Sorry. I didn't expect Shannon to be in here, so it was just me, so I could make all the noise I wanted, and it wouldn't have mattered. But now feeding back because I have to hear you speaker wise.
Well, you
No
know what
echoing
it
now. All
is.
right, cool. I got the
So,
AI on, so we're good there.
Yeah, so if you guys, want to like kind of, hear a little bit about, so we literally just got back from Asda, like, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes before the live stream started, 20 minutes before the live stream started. And so, Miles is just eating his lunch and, so I was like, oh, well, I have like 10 minutes. If I set up my computer really fast, we could get on, I could get on Brew and Activate and we could take a little, afternoon break. And then we might try to go out and do a POTA later because I realized like, oh, maybe we should do it later in the day. That'll give more of a chance of like, America to kind of wake up so that we can, hopefully maybe try to get some more contacts. I don't know. According to the according to what it says in terms of ban conditions, it should have been really good, right? Like SFI was over 200, SN was, 100 and something. But like the MUF was only 17 megahertz. So then that kind of only really leaves you like 20 meters. So we were on 20, we were using the G90, we were using, the 17-foot vertical whip. It was on a microphone stand with some wire radials laid out. And so, yeah, that was pretty much what we were working with. And, I mean, Mike tried to explain to me that, POTA wasn't exactly the same here in England as it is in the US. You're not going to get like, one contact a minute, like is what I'm used to. It's going to be a little bit more slower pace. We were also, again, it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday. Kids here are still in school. So it's, like the people that you're hunting are going to be, the people that are retired. Basically, if people are on HF at that time of day. And like England is a very small island, right? So like 20 meters is probably like, unless you're getting ground wave, it's like you're skipping right out of it right away. So we should have kind of thought about that too. We should have maybe thought about trying to find a way to be able to get on 40 meters and 80 meters. But, it was basically just like, let's go out for the first time. Let's have some fun. Let's experiment. Let's find a spot. So, it was successful, right? I got more than 10 contacts, so that was good. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it. We also found out that
Well,
like,
good.
so you know how POTA works, right? Wherever the dot is on the map, that doesn't necessarily mean that's where the POTA is, right? You have to look at whatever the boundaries are. So we found out that there is a POTA, it's called the National Forest,
Right.
and it's like a 200 mile, like square mile area. called the National Forest, and it encompasses like at least 3 of the major cities and towns that are all around us, including we're like in the middle of it. So basically, we could go anywhere and it would be a POTA park because we're within the National Forest. So there's
Mm.
this great little recreation ground that's up the hill from the house where we're staying here. And it has, farm fields to the back and the side, and then some houses on the other 2 sides. But we're, kind of like, oh, well, maybe we could go up there. We could set ourselves up in the corner, out of the way so we're not disturbing anybody. But there's, basketball court. So Miles can sit there, play basketball, play on the little play structure. There's a few swings. And a big open field. So if he wants to run around with a football or whatever, because everybody's kind of World
Yep.
Cup crazy here right now. I actually got Miles, an England shirt that he can wear on the next game day, which is Monday. So knock on wood, hopefully, like we don't jinx it, right? Because everybody's like, England, bring it home. So if he wears his
Right.
shirt on Monday and then they lose, like I'm very sorry if we brought bad luck. So,
You're not coming. They aren't letting you back in the country.
yeah, I'll just be like deported from
Well,
England and
I
never
mean,
welcomed back.
it sounds like you've been quite busy, but it also sounds like
Uh, Yeah, Eric is a little choppy for me. I don't know if that is true for anyone else. Is Eric kind of cutting in and out for you guys too, or is he on Wi-Fi, or are you? I'm on wired connection here, so.
the other side of the call sign chain.
Oh yeah, my call sign changed. So, and that was another thing that I had to do
I am.
before
Yeah.
b-
Mhm.
before I came on the live stream was I had to update my background. So, I think I told you guys, I can't remember, or like a lot of people already saw it, but obviously when I took my UK full license test a couple weeks ago, I ended up passing my exam, and I got 57 out of 58. So unfortunately, I did not get a perfect score, but I did get a distinction on my certificate, which I could probably run and go get my certificate. I think I put it in my suitcase already so that it wasn't in the way or anything like that, and I didn't forget it. But yeah, Rabbit Ham is asking what's the new call. So my new call is Mike Zero Oscar Hotel Tango. So I was able to keep the same suffix, which is exactly what I wanted. And I'm now an M0. So I'm a full license holder in the UK. So very exciting. I can use 1000 watts if I want to. And I can also get on 60 meters. So super, super happy about that. And this is the new logo that ChatGPT helped me
Awesome,
come up
dude.
with. So it's similar to the old one, but let me tell you, ChatGPT. I say this every time. Maybe it's because I say please and thank you. I don't know, but it does an extra good job when I ask it to do things with my logo. It does really well. So it was able to put the KC1 OHT and the M0 OHT in their own separate ribbons around the edges, and it was able to get the M0 OHT to like sort of have like a Union Jack flag background, and then the KC1 OHT to sort of have like an American flag background. So I think that's really cool. Now I'm gonna have to reprint my eyeball QSO cards, even though I have like a ton of them left because I just printed 100 before I went to Hamvention, but now they have the wrong call sign on there. So it's kind of a little bit like, what am I going to do? But they weren't like expensive. So it's not that big of a deal. And then I want to make some QSL cards for the UK call sign as well. So I'll probably, when we're not doing anything else, just kind of relaxing around the house, spend some time on the computer, on the internet here on Canva, getting my designs all set and sending them off to hopefully a semi-local printer that can get them to me while I'm here, which I'm sure I should be able to find somewhere not too difficult. And I know somebody was asking what the temperature was, and I don't know where I put my cell phone, but it's not too hot today, at least to me. My guess is that it's probably in like the 75 degrees Fahrenheit, if I had to take a wild guess. 72
Well,
degrees
your
Fahrenheit
wild
here.
guess is probably way better than what we're hitting. I'm currently sitting at about 86 in the shade, and it's almost 100% humidity.
Yeah, I did kind of hear that, you guys were going through a heat wave, and then, some real bad stuff happened where, like, there was a sewage outfall into the Merrimack River, and it's closed a ton of beaches up in New England, which not a
And
good
they're all
time for
coming this
that.
way.
Yeah, not a good time for that when it's so super hot. And also, with the 4th of July being tomorrow, today's the 3rd of July. For anybody that lives sort of North Shore, Massachusetts, Lynn, Massachusetts always has their fireworks on the 3rd of July. So Lynn will be having their fireworks tonight. Lynn Shore Drive will be closed to all traffic, probably starting around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, evening, if I had to take a guess. But if I was home, basically, we walk down to the beach to watch the fireworks, and then we walk back home afterwards. So that's sort of been like our tradition, for as long as I can really remember, almost as long as that's been going on, because we've lived in that house where I live now since I was like 11 years old. So
Mm.
so
Wow.
today, probably, I think what
Yeah,
we might do,
Rabingham 95 is probably.
Yeah, 95 in the shade.
No,
Well,
go
I
ahead.
heard we have I heard that we're gonna have a heat wave coming up next week. So where we were before, we were staying in Weymouth, so that's way in the south of England if y'all look on the map. We stayed in this great holiday park. It was called Haven Weymouth Bay. They had, a fun little pool with a lazy river. Miles loved the beach, so we walked over to the beach like 2 or 3 days in a row. So both he and I got to swim in the English Channel. So very cool there. And then what was I gonna say? Oh, so one of the things I think we're gonna do, like maybe either tonight or tomorrow or a little bit both days, is we're gonna watch National Treasure. So, National Treasure, one of my favorite movies with Nicolas Cage, where he steals the Declaration of Independence, and probably shouldn't give too much away because Mike, who's sitting right over here to my left, he's never seen it, so shh, don't give away the plot. He might even be in chat too. So if Mike's in chat, everybody give a shout out to Golf Zero RFD Mike, who has been so kind and gracious to like pick me and Miles up from the airport and drive us around and let us stay in his house. So and and Mike is he's the best. So shout out to Mike.
I'll just take the background off. It's probably easier.
No. Then you
Very
guys
cool, very
wouldn't
cool. Wow,
see.
man,
Then you guys
you're
wouldn't see my new
quite busy
logo.
there.
Yeah,
Well, then you just
let me
need
see.
to,
Have I?
make that little
Oh,
logo a smaller something.
yeah. If I take out the background, then you guys won't see the logo. But so I did try like at least one traditional English food when I was at Tank Fest. I had chips and curry sauce. So shout out to anyone here who has tried chips and curry sauce, likes chips and curry sauce. Oh my gosh, it was so good, but it was very filling. It came with a sausage, chips, and curry sauce. So I probably could have split that between two people. I probably should have, in fact, because I couldn't even finish it. But oh my gosh, the um like proliferation of how much curry they have here. It's just, I am in like food heaven right now. They have like tinned curry. Yesterday we had like chicken tikka masala from Tesco with some lovely basmati rice. So that was our dinner last night. Um, and then there's a great little kebab shop down the street. It's like such a walking culture here that, there's like a little convenience store where they really have like a little bit of everything, more than what we generally have in our convenience stores, I think. And then, the kebab shop next door that has curries and kebabs and pizza. We got some Hawaiian pizza, pineapple and ham a few nights ago for me and Mike, and then a pepperoni pizza for Miles. So that was very good as well.
Definitely sounds like you've got a pretty good, food and, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm drawing a blank here at the moment. It's so freaking hot here. Sweating to death.
Your brain is
Either
not
way,
working.
yeah, pretty much it's on slow at this point, and hasn't shifted into drive. Yeah. So Tank Fest, anything? I mean, I saw a bunch of photos you posted, but anything interesting out of Tank Fest you thought it was pretty cool?
Yeah, so for anybody that follows me on Facebook, you probably saw that I posted some pictures. I'll have to go through on my phone and post some pictures on the Live Free and Ham Discord, maybe under the Brew and Activate channel. But yeah, Tank Fest, it was so amazing. We had a 3-day pass. So the first day we really spent going through like the inside of the museum. So so much to see and do and learn there about all different tanks from World War I up until modern day, and then going to the second day we did a lot of the outdoor stuff. So of course we had to like seek out any of the vehicles with radios on them or in them. We were able to get inside some different armored vehicles and tanks, so that was really awesome. Miles and I both got to sit inside this Warrior armored vehicle. He sat in the driver's seat and in the gunner seat. I sat in the commander's seat on that one. And then we also got to go inside a Challenger 2 tank where I sat in the gunner seat. He sat in the commander seat. And then there was an operator seat on that one as well, which there was a young lad from the British Army tank regiment that he was in there, sort of answering any questions or anything like that. So, shout out to the people of Tank Fest and the volunteers. They were able to make that happen. So obviously we, asked a bunch of questions about the different kinds of radios that they have, in the tanks and in the different vehicles. And I learned a lot about how, they have multiple tanks for, or multiple radios, excuse me, for like different levels of communication that they want to do, right? They have like, the platoon level or the squadron level, and then they have, like intercoms within the tank so that the people inside the tank can talk to each other, because obviously they are extremely loud. And then, they have radios where the commanders can talk back to the base stations. So,
My
super cool
family
with
is
that.
playing games with me in the background. If you haven't noticed, there's someone obviously looking out the window to my right over here. They've got, of course, it's my daughter out of all the people. Always trying
But
to get on the
yeah,
window.
so and then the third day we got grandstand seats. So we basically sat in the grandstand all 3 day, the last day for all the different presentations that they had, where they showed like this brand new, basically like sort of top secret, the new Challenger 3 tank, which is like coming into service now. And then we got to see some of the modern vehicles and tanks that are in service right now. There was this really cool, like, bridge layer vehicle that, I mean, it was just massive. And I think I took a video. I can't remember if I took a video of it unfolding or not, but the Tank Museum has a very good YouTube channel. And probably if you go on there, they should have videos on there from Tank Fest, or if you search Tank Fest 2026, you'll probably be able to find some videos on there. So this amazing bridge layer vehicle, that one was really cool. So that was sort of like a specialty vehicle.
Yeah, guys, hey, sorry about the Nightbot stuff. Apparently it's running in the background and it connected to the chat, and so I'll have to go back in there and tame it a little bit because it seems to be blocking a few people's comments, so my apologies on that. I didn't even know it was still connected. Technology, love it.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, you know, we're gonna got about probably another 20 minutes or so here because we're gonna scoot out for our afternoon festivities, and you're probably wrapping up. What, you were like 6 hours ahead, right? 5 hours ahead.
Yeah, we're 5 hours ahead, so it is like a little bit past 3:35 here, almost 3:40.
Hey, Bob, I would have to have them all sign NDAs and swear that they wouldn't embarrass me because I know they will. There's no guarantees that they would ultimately you know, behave on stream. So very cool. All right, well, we're gonna play a little tiles. I mean, unless you got a couple other things you want to throw in there, because I know you were gone last week and you've already, you're 2 weeks into your 8-week trip.
Yeah, I think this is like the second week we've been here, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Time goes by so differently here.
Oh,
Yeah,
it does, really.
we got here on the 23rd. So yeah, we're like a week and a half into it so far. Because this Tuesday, the 30th, was the first week. So this Sunday we'll be going to this place. It's called the
Very
National
cool. Well, guys,
Tramway.
if you haven't,
Go ahead.
why'd you stop? No, go.
Oh, because
There's a
you
delay,
started
definitely. This internet
talking.
sucks. I did, I know.
So yeah, no, this Sunday we're going to be going to this place called the National Tramway Museum in Christchurch. They're having a special classic motorbike day. So we'll be going up there for that this Sunday, July 5th. And then I actually just found out there was this place that we wanted to go that was on the list. It was called the Black Country History Museum, and it's a living history museum that has like a whole bunch of different buildings kind of set up like a little traditional village, and they're having a 1940s weekend. So, and we didn't have anything planned for next weekend, so I was like, all right, well, let's go and do the Black Country Living History Museum. So we're gonna do that next weekend for their 1940s day, so I think that'll be fun.
Very cool. Sounds like, is the weather going to get cooler back, you know, after a while? Or are you guys still in the heat wave?
It got cooler. So, like I said, it's only 72 degrees Fahrenheit today, so that's good. I heard that next week it's gonna be a heat wave again. So we'll have to see how that goes. And then, of course, like they can't predict the weather like super far in advance, right? It's like you look at a 10-day forecast and it could totally change by the time you get to the end of that. So, you know, we're just gonna play it by ear and try to keep cool as best we can. You know, the thing is that not a lot of you know, houses and places have air conditioning here, so it might be a little rough, but we'll get through it.
Hey, always good. And Bob, she is right here, hiding.
Hi,
That's Emma.
Emma.
It's Emma.
KC1RWB.
There you go. Well, it's a little bit of a delay, so they're not going to always hear you directly all the time. There'll be a little bit of a delay there, but all good. Oh my gosh, it is dying heat. This is definitely in the shade here. It's still exhaustive. There we go. There you go. There's your
Well,
5 seconds of fame, Bob. There's one
aren't you
family member
supposed to
that
be
braved.
like aren't you supposed to be at the beach or something?
Oh, we're like a mile away from the beach, and even being on the beach, it's hot air. Like literally, you can sit on the air, and the breeze will come off the ocean or come in from the inland, and it's just hot. It's like someone blowing hot air on you.
But you're supposed to be
Like it's it's
in the
rough.
water, in the water at the beach. If you're in the ocean is cold.
Even when you're in the water. Granted, yes, thank you for that little, science lesson there. Yes, of course, the ocean is cold. That's how you cool
Ocean
off.
cold
But
make you
ultimately,
cold.
on leading up to, I don't know. It makes the sunburn sting a little bit more. I've been to the beach 4 days already. I'm beached out at this point. So we're gonna go do a beer brewery crawl on the way up to Portland. So we'll do something a little different and get away from all of the crazies that are at the beach now. Because like you said, everybody who was south at Hampton and whatnot is now coming this way because of all the sewage stuff in the ocean. So they're all like flocking to the beaches north of Hampton, and yeah, that's where they're. Eric, roast time. Shannon would love that. Yes. Thanks. Oh, well, actually, speaking of roast, there's a few people that have been asking me, chat-wise. I'm going to give you an update. When I get back next week, I will have more feedback and more conversation. But, the beard will be in full force. This is the last day I've shaved. So starting roughly tomorrow, we'll be letting that kick in full gear, and I am not looking forward to it, especially if I have to deal with more of these heat waves and just having to go through that process. Either way, we're going to do it for the fans. We're going to do it for you guys, but and the kids, as the other saying goes. But that is going to be more coming forth. So keep an eye on the channel for that. I'm not salty. Apparently my dog wants to come say hello too. Oliver, come on, let's go. Everybody wants. He's gonna squeeze through the glass.
So you want to do some tiles on the air? Are you like waiting for me to be quiet so you can call CQ, or?
You can talk over me if you want. I'll just put the radio. All right. So here's guest number 2. Now that you get a chance to see the fluffers. This is Oliver.
Aww.
This is the one that takes up most of my life when I'm not on live streams. So, all right, you're gonna put you down. You go cool off in the sun, and we're gonna play a little tiles for the last 10-15 minutes.
Cool off in the sun. That makes no sense.
It does for him because he is very like inside the AC, and he literally feels like a popsicle. He's very cold. So he sits on the vents on the floors to stay cool all the time. And so being out in the sun, he'll enjoy it for a little while, and then he'll want to go back inside. All right.
So oh no, go ahead.
Go. No, go. I was just going to start to set up.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys heard about this like purchase that I made from 3,000 miles away off of Facebook Marketplace, because you can like take the girl out of New England, but you can't take the New England out of the girl, I guess. I don't know. But I was, searching on Facebook Marketplace, and I actually searched it before I left. And then I was like, no, I can't do it. And then I searched it again while I was here, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it, especially after going to Tank Fest and seeing all the military radios. So I found this guy that I actually think he's in Gisara, and I'm pretty sure he knows you, Eric. That he was selling 24 military technical manuals on Facebook Marketplace, having to do with all different things like, aerials and circuit diagrams, and all different subjects relating to military radio use. So he was originally asking, I think, $20 for the lot, and then he went down to like 10, and then he went down to 5. And I was like, all right, I can't resist. I really want these manuals. So I actually asked Eric if he would be able to pick up the manuals for me, because I didn't realize that he was, going on vacation. So, I
She
was
didn't
like,
say manuals the first time. She said, "Can you pick something up in Goffstown?" And I said, "As long as it's not the size of a tank or heavy as a tank, then I'll consider it." And actually, who
yes.
do you know who the guy is? What's his name? I mean, I don't know if you want to give out his
Um,
last name or you know his call sign at all. Does he have? He's not on the radio at all.
Let me see. I would have to look up that information. But
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
no, yeah.
so
Don't
it
want to
ended
put
up,
it up there if he doesn't want it.
cause Eric was going on vacation. I ended up reaching out to my Adventures in Wonderland people. Cause I figured the guy probably wanted to get rid of him quick, right? Like that's why he keeps dropping the price. And actually, when I first contacted him, he said that he was already in talks with someone else. And I was like, well, how about if I give you, instead of $5, how about if I give you $10 and, I can get them picked up from you ASAP. Will you sell them to me? And I think when he found out too that I was a ham radio operator, like maybe he was a little more willing to sell them to me, to someone that was going to appreciate them. So I ended up finding someone that could pick them up for me and hold them for
Mm-hmm.
2 months for me until I get back home. So yeah, let me oh my gosh, this see now my everything on my computer is freaking out because I'm connecting from like a
Yeah.
different
Don't
internet
bother. It's gonna
and
hang you
everything
up.
like that.
It's all good.
It's
It's all good.
well,
It's
it's
all
just
good. All right, guys. We are. We'll do a little radio here while you're in the background. So, all right, we're sitting here on 20 meters, 14,288. I just checked the frequency to see if everything's good. So, yeah, we're gonna call little CQ tiles here. Hopefully, we'll make a few contacts. I mean, for those that have never done tiles, all it is go check out tilesontheair.com. But you only need one contact to be a successful activation. You can do it from any grid square in any mode pretty much. There is a kind of bonus points this weekend. So if you get a chance to get out and doing tiles, there actually is a 13x multiplier, I think is what it is, for those that activate on the 4th of July weekend. So Saturday and Sundays, if you get out there and activate and then submit your logs to Tiles on the Air, or if you do a POTA, you can also submit your POTA log to Tiles on the Air and get credit. So
but it
all
doesn't
good.
start
Hey,
until Saturday, right? Which is the
tomorrow.
mistake that I made last time.
Yes,
Is
exactly.
that
Right.
I
That's
did
why I said
it
Saturday and
too
Sunday.
early. Ugh.
Yep.
And thank
Yep.
you,
Yep. Roger
Jason.
that.
He said, great job on the UK upgrade. Thank you, everybody, for, for noticing the UK upgrade and for the kudos. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, thank you for all the jewels. I don't remember what the jewels do in the YouTube world, but appreciate all those that threw in there. And as always, just to let you know, this one, don't worry about it because I don't remember if I set this stream to non-ads because I usually have to go in and manually fix it. So no worries there if the ads are on. My apologies. We always like to keep this stuff ad-free as much as we can. So. All right, let me call a little CQ here, and we'll see if we can make contacts. So, CQ Tiles, CQ Tiles, CQ Tiles, CQ Tiles on the air. CQ Tiles, this is November 1, Juliet United Radio, N1JUR calling CQ Tiles and listening. All right, log looks good. CQ Tiles, CQ Tiles, CQ Tiles, CQ Tiles. This is November 1, Juliet United Radio calling CQ Tiles and listening. I find sometimes if I call just CQ in general, most people just pick up, but CQ Tiles on the air, CQ Tiles on the air, CQ Tiles on the air, CQ Tiles on the air. This is November 1, Juliet United Radio, N1JUR calling CQ Tiles on the air from FN40, oh geez, I forgot the grid square, but calling CQ Tiles on the air from Maine and listening. I did have the grid square and I forgot it. All right, let's try to find that again here. Did you happen to find the person's name there, Shannon?
Yeah, so
CQ Tiles on the air, CQ Tiles on the air, CQ Tiles on the air, CQ Tiles on the air. This is N1JUL. November 1, Juliet United Radio calling CQ Tiles on the air and listening.
Yeah, so he's a lifetime member of GSAR. He's November India 1 Echo. And his name is Mark. So I don't know if I want to give out his whole
November,
information
India,
though.
1 Echo. Yeah, no, yeah, the call sign rings a bell, but I don't know if he's a lifetime member.
Yeah. No,
But
that's
either
what
way,
he
it doesn't
said
really
in
matter.
his message, and he said he
Secretives
knows
on the
you.
air, Secretives on the air.
So if anybody is interested in the manuals that I got, I can run down the names of them. So I got grenades and pyrotechnic signals, jungle operations, recondo training, servo systems and data transmission, digital computers, a couple different ones of that, antennas and radio propagation, electronic power supplies, generation and transmission of microwave energy, cathode ray tubes and their associated circuits, troubleshooting and repair of radio equipment, special purpose oscillators and amplifiers, principles and applications of mathematics for communications electronics, an operator's manual for radio receiver R-390A stroke URR, pulse techniques, maintenance guide for antennas, fundamentals of telegraphy, typewriter, FM transmitters and receivers, communications, electronics fundamentals, semiconductor theory and circuits, basic theory and application of electron tubes, fundamentals of telephony, fundamentals of carrier and repeater, and I think that's about it. So that is the collection of military manuals that I got from this lovely gentleman, Mark, November India 1 Echo. So shout out to him.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like quite a collection there. Did he have any photos of them? Are they in good condition or no?
Oh yeah, there was plenty of photos. So obviously the screen is a little crowded here, so I don't want to make you try to share your screen on that. But
When you finally come back, you can take your entire 24-foot stack and put them down right next to your head, and we'll go through each chapter one. Yeah, we can make a segment out of it. You can read the military manual section every episode.
And yeah, Bob, digital computers aren't all computers digital. No, computers used to be analog, Bob.
Ever hear of punch cards? Yeah, that was all analog.
Yeah, there are analog computers. So, obviously some of the stuff is, a little bit more useful than others. It might be a little bit more outdated than others, but I think some of it might be, or a lot of it is just going to be like fun to kind of look at and read and, maybe learn, and just cool stuff to have. I have a hard time saying no to things that I think are cool, and especially when the price is right, right? Like only $10 for all of those manuals. So can't really beat that. That's like, less than $1 a manual, like less than 50 cents a manual even when you think about it. So you gotta think about these
Well,
things.
yeah, for you, yes, but from a standpoint of when the military printed them, they were probably a couple $100,000 per manual.
Right, exactly. It's like, how much did the military charge to get these printed and bound and all that good kind of
Printed
stuff?
and bound, and how many they actually print in their entire lifespan. Oh, do we have anybody out there? Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be having many people playing radio today. I don't know. I did see a few people on the spotting page, but when I spun the dial, it didn't seem too active here either. Ah, nice job. Yes, do it, Shannon, do it. I'm telling you guys. So, all right, I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to get on my soapbox, but I'm going to stay at this height. The idea of tiles is it's another cool program. And I know I've heard the, raise your fist, ODA, I don't want to have another on-the-air kind of program I have to learn. You don't have to learn a new one. It's pretty relatively easy. If you head up over there, just set yourself up with an account. I have been posting my logs whenever I go on a POTA. I've been posting my logs when I'm not doing a POTA, and there are probably modes in there that you can't do on the Parks on the Air side that you can do on the OTAs, on the Tiles on the Air side. Like, I just talked to a technician who had just gotten their ticket and had said, hey, I'd love to be able to make a contact, but all I have is an HT. And I'm like, well, guess what? Now you can do it on tiles on the air, and you can get credit for making a contact on a repeater. So, those small little steps gets more people on the air and using their radios, then dude, I'm for it. I mean, I can't stress it enough. Like, we need to play more radio, not less. But that's kind of my take on it. He made it really easy, guys. So there's not really a whole difficulty to getting your log submitted. And he's got a really cool component in there that I wish the Parks on the Air guys did, which was create a log. Like, I would love to be able to log my POTA events. So if I go to new parks, so like, hey, don't go here, or remember you activated in this location kind of thing. There are alternative websites that do that, but I have to go somewhere else to do that. And I'm just not, willing to make that leap. And so, yeah, if you can do that all in one interface, dude, I'm all for it. So anyway, enough soapbox. People, try it. Go check it out at least. Poke around, learn a little bit more. Head on over to our Discord. We definitely have a great conversation going over there about it, and a whole bunch of 5.2 stuff. You've been doing any, was it 4.5 over there? Or 144.5?
Yeah, so the whole time we were at Tank Fest, really, Mike and I, we had our little Baofeng minis, and we were talking back and forth to each other on Simplex 145.5, and then also we found, or a friend recommended a repeater down in Weymouth that worked really well. It was GB3SC, I think was the call sign of it. So we did call out a ton at Tank Fest. We did not we didn't really get anyone else on the air besides us, but when we were sitting having our lunch, there was a gentleman and his wife that came and sat down, and they noticed Mike sitting there with the Baofeng around his neck, the Baofeng mini, and they were like, "Oh, is that a Baofeng?" And then started talking to him, and their son, who was probably like maybe in his 20s, I would say. He was a ham radio operator. So, we ended up talking to him and, being like, oh, how come you didn't bring a radio or anything like that? And I guess he said normally he does, but he didn't this time, which was sort of sad. But we were able to, meet him. And I'm sorry, I can't remember his call sign. I know I did give him, obviously told him our call signs, and I told him, my screen name on Discord, because he was a Discord user. I believe he is in Online Amateur Radio Community, which is the Anglo-Irish Discord that Mike and I are both in. So we're able to kind of chat with him a little bit about, what we do in radio, and, why we enjoy it. And I guess he's into satellites, which a lot of the younger kids coming into ham radio are into satellites, which is something that I would love to kind of get more into, is doing satellites myself. So that was great to have a nice little eyeball QSO there. And then I think you were restarting your computer, Eric, when I was saying that when we did the POTA the other day at the park in Swaddling Coat, is called Maurice Lee Memorial Park, something like that. There was a gentleman that lived really close to the park, within 3 miles. And he made contact with us on HF. And then he was like, oh, well, how long are you going to be there? Maybe I'll come down and meet you and say hi. So he did. He ended up coming over to the park and meeting us face to face and saying hi. And of course, I didn't bring any stickers. Well, I have the stickers. I have them here at the house, but I didn't bring them with me on the POTA, which, they have the wrong call sign on there now, like I said, but it still would have been good to, have that to exchange, so that, they would have my call sign. But he has me in the log anyway. I have him in the log. But, that's, like I always say, that's the part of ham radio that I actually like the best, is meeting people, talking to people face to face, as well as on the air. I had some great chats, with some stations that came in that day, Wednesday, I think it was, that we went out. One gentleman that was part of the local club there in Burton-on-Trent, he said like, oh well, my radio club has a WhatsApp group. Let me put on there that that you guys are on the air, that you're looking for contacts. You might get a few other people coming in. So I think we did get a couple people that ended up calling us that were from that radio club. So appreciate him. His name was Ian. Again, I can't remember the call sign off the top of my head. I have to get people's call signs at least like 3 times before I actually remember what their
You need
call
to say it
signs
like
are.
in a weird voice, like M0OHT, and then we'll commit it to your brain or something.
Is that like a Cookie Monster voice? I don't know what the
No,
heck
no,
that
that's
was.
out of I don't know, one of those '90s movies. I can't remember what the name was, escaping my brain. But oh, guys, I'm going to we're gonna have to wrap this up because we got to keep going. We usually go a little longer than this. So if this is your first time being here, we welcome you obviously, and you guys are obviously a part of the Brew Crew. But I'm on vacation, and I got a whole bunch of people standing by the door, pressing their faces against the window, going, "Are you leaving yet? Are you done?" so. So all good, guys. But I'm glad you guys. Shannon, thank you again. I didn't think you'd jump in. I know you said you were obviously concerned with you not disturbing your house guests and being rude.
Well,
So,
I'm the house guest,
well,
so
yeah,
you
true,
know,
right? Yes, my
I don't
mistake.
want to
Yeah,
disturb my host,
host, correct.
the
So,
the host with the most over there.
oh, well, there you go. So. Alrighty, well, we're going to put a little bow on this, guys. We thank everybody who showed up in the chat today. Thanks again for coming hanging out with us. Stay cool on this 4th. It is going to be a scorcher.
Stay
And
cool and stay safe. If you live somewhere that, fireworks are allowed, please use fireworks safely,
don't put them in your
responsibly.
back pocket and light them on fire. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't.
I don't want to hear about anybody like blowing their fingers off. It's really hard to use a PTT if you're missing fingers. I'm just
That's
saying.
a little easier now. We've got headsets and foot switches and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
But
you could use a
yeah,
foot switch.
but
That's true.
don't make that the end goal.
Yeah, that's more stuff you have to bring on POTA.
Yep.
Oh, so one thing I think I did post in Brew and Activate or the Live Framingham Discord, it might have been under the POTA channel, was the OG POTA wagon, the wooden
I saw that.
POTA wagon that I posted. So look out for that in the
And
living
I said it was
history.
perfect to put your big giant military radios in and lead acid battery. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Bring back nostalgia all together again. All right, guys. Well, with that, Shannon, good seeing you as always, and keep enjoying your vacation. I've got you on Hammer Alert. I just updated the, your old call sign was in there, so I need to make sure I got the new one in there, and that's all set. So maybe we'll work you in the future. And with that, have a safe and happy 4th. And as always, continue to keep RF weird, guys. And with that, we're gonna go.
Keep your radio
I don't have my
on.
script. Whatever. Radio on, PTT down.
And POTA on.
But see, I
You
trained you
need the
well.
script for that?
I trained you well.